Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is going to be a bit of a shorter episode because I am kind of rushing. um, because tomorrow I am going to Mardi Gras. Or not Mardi Gras. I'm going to New Orleans tomorrow, but I'm going there because I'm celebrating Mardi Gras with me and a couple friends. This is the second year that we're doing it, and I'm really excited. And I don't really have like a specific topic to talk about today. More about just like giving a life update and where I'm at, and of course, giving some self reflection while I'm doing it. This is probably going to be a shorter episode, like I mentioned, because or maybe not. Maybe the amount that I'm speaking to will the amount that I am speaking is gonna accumulate to the same time. Um, but yeah, I'm going to Mardi Gras tomorrow. I actually just got texted that the person that was supposed to take me to the airport can't anymore. So that's a little stressful, but that's okay. Everything works out. And I'm a big believer in that. I'm a big believer that everything um, gets worked out and everything will be okay, especially if I don't have any negative energy being put into my life. But I think my mom can probably take me. She just has to rearrange her schedule for tomorrow. I feel really bad because I didn't want to make her because I just feel like she hates driving that far, or at least to the airport that we're going to. She doesn't like driving that far. So now she has to. I'm going with my friend Ryan, and we're meeting our friend Ariana and Summer, and I'm really excited. I went to Mardi Gras last year, and that was so much fun. And that was probably my first trip, I think, as like a 21-year-old. But this year, I'm in a lot better. I'm in a lot better headspace for sure, and because last year, like I said in past videos, that I was going through it emotionally and mentally, and this year I'm like in a lot better position in my life, in myself. I feel like a lot of the insecurities that I had last year aren't there with me, and a lot of the distractions that I had last year and why I wasn't fully able to immerse myself in Mardi Gras and with my friends was because of some of the things that were happening now. I mean, not now, that things that were happening back home. And yeah, I'm really excited. This is also, I think, my first trip with my friend Ryan. For those who do know him, this is Ryan H. Because I have two best friends who are named Ryan. And this is my first trip with him. And I'm really excited because I feel like a lot of the times when you go on a trip, a lot of people don't get along. And I'm always a little wary eye of those. But when I he wanted to come on this trip, I was so down because I don't think me and him are capable of even getting into a fight. And I'm so serious about that. I'm like so like beyond thankful that the closest friends that I have, it's really hard to imagine any sort of big fight, to be honest with you. And specifically with Ryan, he is just such a nonchalant, chill person. And I think that I can be like that for sure, but I need to know what's going on. He's very type B, down for whatever. And I'm down for whatever, but we gotta schedule a time to do whatever. And I would like some sort of idea, it just makes me feel better. I have anxiety, okay? I'm stressed out. If I don't know who, what, where, why, and how, I'm just gonna get anxious, okay? I need you to hold my hand and I need you to tell me what we're doing, where we're going, who we're going with, why are we doing that, how are we doing it, how are we getting there, how are we paying. Um, but Ryan is just so chill, and I think that I actually kind of learned that from him. Like I I feel like I learned to like calm myself down, or I think that he kind of taught me to not take everything so seriously. I feel like I'm a very passionate and emotional person, low key, or not low key, high key, and I feel like even with like the littlest of things, I really kind of make things dramatic sometimes. But I really chilled out, and I think that he like helped me with that, like unintentionally. But it's dope because I'm so like go on the go and like very OCD, and he freaking rocks with it. Like he's so down for my vibe, and um for us to just like have a good time together, and he trusts that like just because I might go a little rigid and a little anxious and a little like how do you say, oh gosh, I can't come up with the word, but I'm very I'm very type A, where I need to know everything, and I'm like very I'm struggling with figuring how to say it, but I just need to know basically everything. And I know that makes me sound controlling, but I like I love a good planner. I love to organize and everything like that. And yeah, but I'm really excited to go with him, and I'm excited to see my friend Ariana. We've been friends for like 4 years. Oh my god, 5 years. 5 years now. I just realized. And I went to visit her last year because she goes to school there in Tulane, the university in New Orleans, and it's a very fun time. The whole city is just partying for a whole week, and it's awesome. People are having so much fun, and I remember last year I just came home with a bunch of stories, and it makes me like realize how much I have done, and I'm only 22. I'm only 22 years old, and I've done a lot. Like I know, like there's some people whose bucket list is to go to Mardi Gras, and I did that as soon as I turned 21. Um, and I last year too, I went skydiving. That's another thing. A lot of people have like their on their bucket list that they want to go skydiving, and they haven't yet, but I have as as a 22-year-old. But I also had like this mindset when I was healing, and honestly, after high school specifically, because after high school I kind of lost this um friend group. It was kind of a loss, but it was definitely a transition because I wasn't friends with them anymore. And but we're good now. We're all friends now. But I I remember I was just like, I need to start doing things for me, kind of, and do things on my own and not be so scared of that. Like I feel like I was really codependent on a lot of things, and I feel like that was really restricting me in life. And I think I've talked about it before in other episodes where I was restricted and where I was not living life for me. And I'm happy to say, like, reflecting on that time when I was 18, that I've really grown, because one of the first things that I remembered trying to like do to like live more lively life is to do things on my own and to just explore if I want to explore, you know? Like I didn't want, like if nobody was able to hang out, I would just stay in my room all day rotting. And I just don't think that was healthy for me. I don't think that was something that I was really enjoying, because I saw through my phone how much life there is, but I didn't do it because I didn't have someone else to do it with, like a friend or a partner. And I remember I went to the movies for the first time by myself, and I was petrified. I was absolutely petrified of going to the movies by myself, and I just remembered, um, I was like, I just shouldn't do this, but I bought the ticket. I was already motivated when I bought the ticket. I was like, no, I can't waste money. And then I went, and then it was so relaxing, to be honest with you. It was more relaxing than typically when I go with people to the movies, because I didn't have to worry about running late. I didn't have to worry about maybe skipping getting popcorn because I was already late and they were waiting for me, rushing to go see like the previews if I didn't want to see the previews. Like, it was very relaxing. It was very soothing. It also reassured me that I had willpower still. I was still capable of doing anything that I wanted to do. And I think the movie was I think it was the Scream movie, the first one with Jenna Ortega, and Melissa Beretta, I believe. I think that's her last name. I could be wrong, of that being her last name, but I did that, and then I was like, "Holy crap! I don't need anybody. I don't need I don't need um anybody else to do anything with me. I can do it by myself." But and now sometimes I actually prefer to do things on my own. Like, I kind of want like people to not bother me, and it's a great feeling because I reflect on that time so much, because I don't think that I would even be doing this podcast, like talking by myself in my room. And at first it felt like I was talking to like no one, or I guess talking to myself, but now I'm talking to you, the person who's listening, the person who's watching. So I hope you know that you are capable of doing anything. And I think I've said this a lot through the past 3 episodes, but it's something that I'm reflecting on a lot because I'm so different from the time where I was really insecure and where I was really not living life to me. And I think that I want to share that because I don't want people to go when they're 30, 40, 50, 60, oh, God forbid, and they realize they weren't living a life that they wanted. And that is so devastating. It is heartbreaking. I saw a video on TikTok, and do you guys know, like, leave a note, read a note, leave a note for a stranger? Oh my God. And one of them was talking about, like, I have a 9 to 5 job, and I just retired, and I'm 65 or whatever. They were older, and they retired, and they were saying their dream since they were 5 years old. It was their first ever want in their life as a career choice to be a ballet dancer, and they said they had so much talent. Like, they constantly were being complimented, and she was like going up the ranks and everything like that. But then it got to a point where, did she want to take the risk, or should she just go do the normal life of going to school and then getting a job and then living the 9 to 5 life and then having a family, And she said she regretted it. She said that she regretted it. And it was devastating to hear that, to know that she lived for so long, and in the back of her mind, she really wanted to pursue that, And I think that's really important to get in your mind as soon as you're out of high school, to live a life that you want to live, And there's obviously going to be sacrifices, but But I think something like that is so grand and it's so big that you gotta live life, you know? And then like doing this on my own too also made me realize how much time I had. I was 18 at the time and I'm 22 now, and it's 4 years. And I definitely was ambitious with some of the goals that I had. Um, I was like, by the time I'm 25, I'm gonna have an Oscar, and I'm gonna, you know, maybe be married or whatever. And but I found so much joy in other areas of my life where working on those goals is still a possibility, of course, but it's not a rush. And that's making me enjoy life even more. And I just want to be surrounded with people who support me, and and I'm just so glad that I'm living the life that I want to, because now I'm going to Mardi Gras, and next week's episode is gonna be me talking about Mardi Gras and all the crazy stories that I have, you know? And that's like awesome. And like, you know, like I can't wait when it's like a year down the line and I'm looking back at this video and I'm like, what did I do? I was like, oh, I went to Mardi Gras. Let me watch the Mardi Gras video. And then I'm like, oh my God, that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. Um, and I can't wait to share that with you guys, because I feel like it's informative. Informative? No, sorry, formative. It's formative for me, for these trips to happen, because not for these trips to happen, but when I go on these trips, they're so formative because you just look at life so differently because you're so free. You're not worried about homework. You're not worried about working, or if you want to cover somebody's shift, or any family problems. And it's awesome. And this time everyone's 21 who's going and who's there. So we're going to have a grand old time. And I can't wait to come back and tell you guys and reflect on it. And you know, it's so weird because when I was 18, I there's so much that has happened, and that has really showed me that there can be so much growth in 1 year. Your life as a 22-year-old, or whatever age you are, that whole year it could be so different than what you thought of, but it could be so formative if you really put in the effort for that, you know, for you. And so much can change in a span of 1 year. You know, in a span of 1 year, you could have a whole different life. You could be in a whole new city. You can have a different job. You can be on a different path. You might go back to school. You might finally go to school. You might break up with the person you thought you were going to be together forever with. You might you might go crazy and marry someone instantly, you know, within like 6 months or something like that. You could have different interests. You can have different political views. You can have so much change in your life, and in a span of 1 year. And I'm only 22. Imagine where I'm going to be when I'm 32 or 30 or whatever. You know, things are going to be so different in another 4 years. Honestly, it's wild to even think about, because when I look back at 18-year-old Mario, he was so different. He was so filled with love, but so insecure, you know? And I've grown to appreciate and love myself and give me more empathy for myself. And I can't wait to grow even more. And like, if I'm here now, if I feel this great now, in another 4 years, I'm going to feel so much better, you know? And I think that anybody can get to that point. And I'm living such a lively life of constantly new things happening, you know? Like, whether it's new friends coming into my life, or new trips that are happening, or making bigger life choices, or new stories of when I go out or when I try new things. I went skydiving last year. Will I go bungee jumping this year? Will I go skydiving again? Because I kind of low-key blacked out the first time from fear. you know, there's so much there's so much that could happen, and I'm just so excited for that. And this is like the first episode where I really didn't have anything planned to really talk about. I just wanted to start talking and see where it would go. And I'm um I'm so happy because I feel like I came to a lot of realizations that maybe not realizations, but maybe a lot more appreciation for me as a person. And I hope that everyone who knows me, you're on the same path. And I hope that I'm amplifying your life instead of making it more miserable in the times that we're in. And yeah, I'm excited to see how the trip goes, and I'm excited to come back with a bunch of stories, and I'm super excited for you guys to listen and watch. I hope that that this episode isn't too short. I am gonna probably cut it pretty soon because I have to pack, and it's the night before, y'all. 18-year-old Mario, he still kind of lives in me. There's a little bit, just a little bit. There's some things that 18-year-old Mario still does because I'm a human, But yeah, I hope you guys liked listening or watching this episode. I hope that you guys have a phenomenal upcoming week because I know I will. I appreciate all the love that you guys been giving me. Please make sure you subscribe. If you aren't subscribed, make sure you give it a like. If you have been watching this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure you like it. Make sure you follow us on them. Make sure your post notifications are on, All right, guys. Have a great day.